Over the last 25 years, I've had the privilege of interviewing and highlighting some truly interesting people. I mean, everyone who is anyone, both the famous and the infamous. From presidents and their first ladies to kings and queens, movie stars and pop stars, captains of industry, heads of state, sports personalities, innovative entrepreneurs, and some pretty fascinating everyday people. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Scott Tearman, an entrepreneur who attributes his success to persistence, drive, and focusing on what he really wants. Well, I can tell you, every entrepreneur says that that is the key to success, persistence and drive, and you got to be really focused. Why don't we start with your actual industry, Scott? How did you get your start in the roofing industry?
I was in the home building, developing projects back in the day, and then got into the insurance restoration side, which then got me into the roofing business. So yeah, it's our expertise is dealing with the insurance companies and making sure everything's taken care of the correct way. Helping customers get the house brought back to pre-loss conditions after they have a storm. So yeah.
That's interesting, Scott, that you will can't believe that I actually have had this experience literally in the past month. There's so many storms that have been going on the East Coast,
Yep.
and my parents' home down in Maryland suffered some roof damage. And for the everyday person at home, that could be an arduous process of dealing with one, the roofer, two, the insurance process, and getting your money back. So, for on behalf of consumers everywhere, what kinds of services do you provide at Armor Shield Roofing?
One of our major processes is we make sure we get the insurance company to do the job the right way, or to make sure they pay for what is owed. Then we do siding. We have roofing, siding, we do gutters. But our main thing is just to make sure the job's handled correctly from start to finish.
Well, that's called good customer service, sir. So let just be general for a minute here, because I know this is what entrepreneurs want to know, keys to success. Did you find it difficult to establish yourself as a new business because you created this business?
Correct. Yeah, I created the business. I don't think I didn't feel that it was difficult, but there are bumps in the road. And it's how you deal with the bumps in the road, and you keep going through them. And it goes back to focus and having your right mindset in order to say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want to create. And these little bumps in the road aren't going to stop me.
So, Scott, I'm going to ask for a specific. You know what kinds of bumps a new entrepreneur can find, or can have, I should say. So give us an example of a bump to expect as a new entrepreneur, and then whatever methodology or tactics or strategies you use in order to get over that bump.
Right. So, I mean, one of the major bumps is, obviously, getting business, bringing business in, training your salespeople, making sure that your business runs like an engine, and it's not running. It makes sure it's running on all cylinders. And when I started the business, obviously it wasn't until you figure out how to create systems and put systems in place so that your business does run like a well-run engine. So that's, which I've learned through the process of trial and error. When you hit those bumps and saying, well, production's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, or you're collecting, your cash flow is slow. Why is that? And so you put systems in place so that everything is consistent and there's times for everything. So that gets rid of those bumps. And it's just, I guess too, dealing with different employees, dealing with different scenarios that are thrown at you. I think a lot of people too, when there's a problem thrown at them, they stop. They don't know what to do next. And that's where going through the process I've had through building the business is knowing that nothing's going to stop me. Like the scientist is limitless. You just keep going forward.
And I understand that you actually take a very hands-on approach to leadership, speaking of staff. So can you describe the close work that you do with your team members?
Yeah, so I train everyone. So I created the systems from whoever answers the phone to production to everything that pretty much runs the business. But I'm also involved with training them and going through meetings and keeping everyone accountable for what to follow the systems in order to for that they can be successful also.
And what do you think sets your business apart from others?
I think we always get this when we do a job. We get a customer that'll say, "Our house is so much cleaner than even before you got here." Meaning, we just go that extra mile to make things let the customer get that amazing feeling, and we're not thinking about the money all the time. It's that experience, and that goes a long way. And we pride ourselves in that, and our core values in the company.
Again, I go back to good customer service. And one of the things that's really important as you're building a business is to really be involved with your community and let the community know that you will give back to them as they are becoming your customers. So, is that something that's important to you? And let me know what ways you do it.
Absolutely, that's very important to me. I've been giving back all the time, but I'm big on, like, when the COVID hit. There was I did a big donation back to the different police departments because they had, I was doing lunches for them so that they could, because they were out in the front line and trying to, always had to be out there and possibly getting COVID and stuff like that. And then I'm always giving back to different charities, local charities. But I just did last year. I did a free roof for a vet.
Oh, that's great.
So they, a veteran. So I gave back to that, and it just feels so amazing to do that. It's like I just love doing that, giving back, giving back.
Well, that's the price we should pay for being here on this earth is service
Yeah,
to others.
correct.
Why don't you share with us what plans you have for the future of Armor Shield Roofing?
Well, future of Armor Shield Roofing, I've actually just created a franchise part of it. So I took pretty much the systems that I created for the company and now I created a franchise part. So now we're starting that. So we're starting to get the franchises out there, start selling those for the Armor Shield end. But I'm also going to another venture, because of creating the business and being able to go through these stumbling blocks that are in the road and be able to keep going forward. What I've learned, I want to teach others how to do that. So I just came up with a new a mindset coaching business called Rise Up Mindset Coaching Business.
Congratulations.
So that and that's a big passion for me to be able to teach people this and be able to walk them through and have the right mindset and have the right frame on to be able to deal with things and to be able to be successful.
And Scott, I wish you the very best with the new venture. But as we come to an end, what is the one thing that you'd like the viewer of this video feature to walk away with today?
Just, I mean, being in the business, as an entrepreneur, it's when you start off in it, it's not. I think there's going to be challenges. There's challenges with everything, but you got to be able to go through with them and take them as a lesson, not as a negative, and be able to just keep moving forward on what your dream and your purpose is.
Well, somebody I know said you have to be limitless.
Yeah, that's it. You have to be limitless for sure.
Absolutely. So, Scott, I want to say thank you very much for your time today. I wish you the best with both your ventures, and thank you for the nuggets that you've left these new entrepreneurs with today.
Thank you. Nice meeting with you, talking with you.